try this again. Good evening, everyone. This is Craig. MMX, welcome to our 8th Open Mic Night. If you would like to follow along with us, visit bit.ly/ECR logs and then click Open Mic Night. Tonight, we have myself, K4MMX, Norm, NY1US, and Gil, K4GDS, as our net controllers. We have Vicky, KE8BKY, logging. And a reminder, you can text your check-in to our text line, which is area code 716-317-9050. Again, that's 716-317-9050. We're going to start tonight with mobile check-in, then move to our general check-ins. And tonight's question of the night is, what was your first HT that you owned? Mobile check-ins, please give your call sign twice and slowly.
WA2KDL, WA2KDL.
Are there any other mobile check-ins? Okay, at this time we will now take in general check-ins, either through our text line or right on the reflector. Any stations wishing to check in. Come again now with your call sign twice, slowly.
This is KE0WOQ Kilo Echo 0 Whiskey Oscar Quebec. Traffic in Muscatine, Iowa. Portable, I have no traffic.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Oscar Delta Foxtrot, WB8ODF.
K7WIL, KE7WL, Josh.
Alright, let's hold it up there for a moment. Okay, first, I'm going to go a little out of order here. I'm going to take the mobile station first. That would be WA2KDL. That would be Christopher. Christopher, what was the first HT you ever owned?
This is Apple. And both got the phone. Three crystal controlled radio. Wasn't quite an HT, but it worked really well and I had a lot of fun with it. Unfortunately, I had to get crystals. A Drake TR3, over.
Christopher, I missed the first half there. I guess you were breaking up or something. In any event, let me go down the list here and read all the current stations that have checked in. We have W4AB, came in via text. KQ4GLY, came in via text. At KE0WOQ, WB8ODF, N4OSU, and KE7WIL. So let's go to the top of the list here. W4AB. What was your first HT you've ever owned? N4AB. Do you copy net control? You can make them in and out. Next on the list, we have KQ4GLY.
Good evening, Net Control. My first HT was a Balfang UV82.
Chris. And next we have Travis, KE0WOQ. Travis, what was the first HT you've ever owned?
KE0WOQ, after trolling everybody in the net. Good evening, everybody. My first radio was a Balfang UV5R. I've been licensed for 6 years, and that's when I started Aries, that I'm affiliated with, and that was the first radio that got me through my first couple of years. I think it was at least 3 years, and then now I'm using an OSHA, but yeah, sorry, it was only about the first radio, so it was a Balfang UV5R, XF.
Travis. Next on the list, we have Dave, WB8ODF.
Good evening, Net Control. This is Dave, WB8ODF, and I'm in Ypsilanti, southeastern Michigan, about 20-25 miles due west of Detroit. And I've been a ham since 1969. I couldn't tell you all the HTs I went through, but I'm guessing my first one was Motorola HT600, and I always wanted one of those. For it, and somebody gave it, so I was just ecstatic. So I'm going to go with HT600. Thanks. Bye-bye.
For the East Coast Reflector Open Mic Night. If you guys want to follow along, you can go to bit.ly/ECR logs and then select Open Mic Night, and you can see all the check-ins. Okay, now going to Jerry, N4OSU. Jerry, go ahead. What was the first HT you ever owned?
First HT I owned is a UV5R Balfang, and it's still going after 5.5 years and 14 drops. Good evening to all. This is N4 OSU.
Jerry. Next on the list, we have KE7WIL Joshua, or Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
Well, good evening, Craig from Phoenix, Arizona. This is KE7WIL, became a ham in 95. You'll probably remember a place we had around called Radio Shack. Got my first handheld, and it was a Radio Shack HTX 202 VHF radio. KE7WIL.
Josh, we've had 2 text check-ins. I'm just going to recognize back to you in a moment. We had Roy, KA8BYU, and Don, W4PPX. At this time, we're taking check-ins, general check-ins from any stations. Please give your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo X-ray 7 Tango Romeo Whiskey KX7TRW, Tom in Fairview, Oregon.
Tango Yankee Echo, November 7. Tango Yankee Echo.
Is there any other stations wanting to check in at this time? And I also want to remind you, you can check in via the text. Our text line is 716-317-0000. That number is not for ins and outs. It's only if you want to participate on the net and answer the question. So, are there any other stations wishing to check in before we start down the new list? Last station that just tried checking in, you're all noise, unintelligible. You need to change location, increase power, or whatever. We'll give you a chance to do that. You can try again.
J5KMY, KJ5 Kilo Mike Yankee.
And we also have N7TYE, that's Henry, and just now another check-in KJ5KMY. So we're going to start up on the top here with KA8BYU. Roy, what was the first HT you've ever owned?
Good evening, everybody on the open mic net. KA8BYU. Well, it was quite a long while ago. It was a VHF Engineering 4-channel HT, which was a kit-built HT. I actually bought it used. It was already assembled by somebody at the Toledo Mobile Radio Hamfest a long time ago. I've got like 47 years in this hobby this year, so it's always been a lot of fun. And unfortunately, I no longer have that HT. I actually sold it, but I do have the second, third, and fourth HTs that I ever bought, which were Wilson HTs, the 1402, the 1405, and then the Mark II, which was the color version of the 2.5 watt HT. So those are oldies, and yes, the second, third, and fourth one still work. Back to you.
Roy, you have yourself a good evening. Next up, we have W4PPX Don.
Good evening, everybody on the net tonight. My first radio was a Baofeng UV5R, long time ago. Don't have it anymore. I've had a few of them since then and programmed them up to other hams. 73, hope everybody has a good day. W4PPX clear.
Thank you, Don. Next we have KX7TRW. That would be Tom.
KX7TRW. Hi, everybody on the net. Having a great afternoon here in beautiful, sunny, just outside of Portland, Oregon. My first radio, this is going to really date me. My first radio was a night kit. I think it was called a KT50, 50-watt CW radio. That's when I got started as a novice back in 1961, I think it was. And I took a long novice lapse, and I'm back in it now with my Baofeng. Been ham hopping on for the last 70-some years. Back to that control. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Next up here, we have November 7 TYE. That would be Henry.
Telling you everything out here in Reno, Nevada. I still have my first HT. I think I bought it in the 90s. It's an old ICOM 08T. Just try to power it up. Wouldn't power it up. But I have it for 7 years, right? I wouldn't be surprised if I threw a charge on it. It would probably still power up there, but it's just sitting on the shelf there. collecting dust and looking good there. Back to net, N7, TYE.
Thank you, Lance. And next, we have a text check-in, W2BLT. That would be Scott, who I believe is one of our team members or system facilitators.
Well, good evening, Craig. And my first HT was a UV5R. In fact, I got two of them. Don't use them anymore. They're in a box, but I have them. Maybe I'll keep them as antiques. Have a great night. This is W2BLT.
Thank you, Scott. At this time, we're going to take a few more check-ins before I turn it over to our next net control. You can check in now with your call sign twice and slow, or you can use our text line, which is 716-317-9050. 716-317-9050. It is not for ins and outs.
Sierra Mike November. Kilo Uniform, K4KU.
Sierra Mike November, Brian, in Beaverton, Oregon.
N2BH. N2BH.
Hold it up there for the moment. We have W5MHG Mark, KK7SMN Brian, K4KU Jason, N2BH Bill, who's one of our system facilitators, and we have W2AJR, that would be Andy. Let's start on the top with W5MHG. What was the first HT you ever owned? W5MHG, are you here?
Yeah, W5MH. Sorry for the delay. Gracie says bow wow yippee-yi-yay. First HT was the Yaesu 7R, and we really enjoyed it. Thanks so much for being there, and we love that text line, W5MHG 73.
AK7SMN, are you here?
This is KK7SMN. Thanks for doing the net. Yeah, my first HT was a TID radio, TD H3. Got me going a year ago with 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and also the 220 band. So been going strong ever since. KK7SMN.
Thank you, Brian. I'm going to do one last check-in here before I turn it over. We have K4KU, that's Jason. What was your first radio?
Yeah, Craig, you've done a great job tonight, but my first radio was a Baofeng K5 Plus, the tri-band version of the Baofeng, and it got me started and was the reason I got my license. So thanks for the net. Back to net control. This is K4KU.
The East Coast Reflector Open Mic Night. I'm going to turn it over now to Norm, NY1US. Norm, you can pick it up at where I left off. Thank you guys for allowing me to serve.
Yeah, very good, Craig. Thanks, and very good job. And What was your first HT when you started out in ham radio there, Craig?
That would be an ICOM 02AT. Not the one with the thumb wheels. Never owned one of those. Tried to fix a couple of those over the years, but it was an 02 AT. Was my very first back over to net control, K4 MMX.
Craig, and very good. Yeah, mine was a HTX 202 and 404 series. We bought those back in the day, so they worked pretty well, so very good. So we'll go to our list, and Bill, good evening, N2BH. How are you tonight, and what was your first HT that you owned?
Good evening, Norm and everybody. Nice seeing you at lunch today. And see, my first ham HT was a Ocean KG UV9D, little dual bander, and I still use it pretty much every day. N2BH.
Very good, Bill, and yeah, it was wonderful seeing you guys you at the luncheon today for sure. So we'll have to do that a little more often, especially when we get into the picnic season. So we'll go on to Andy, W2AJR. Good evening to you, and the first HT that you ever owned.
Got it so far. First HT that I ever owned was a Baofeng UV82. Got a pair of them, and I still have them. Still work. 7-3 all. Have a great night. Thank you, Norm.
Thanks, Andy, 7-3 to you, and thanks for checking in tonight. WB2JPQ, Dick, good evening, and I know, what was your first HT that you ever owned there, Dick?
Actually, it was two Campbell soup cans with a string attached between them and a hole in the bottom. We had them between my house and my neighbor's house. And that was actually my first HT, my first radio. But after that, I can't remember. I've been trying to look here. It was a Motorola P-Series something. It had about 5 different kinds of batteries, instant heating filament tubes. I think it ran about a half a watt. It had a telephone handset on the top. And I had converted it from somewhere in a commercial band to a 52525. It was a single frequency, but I can't for the life of me remember the number. I just want to remind everybody, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in our East Coast Reflector Zoom room, we're having a presentation by N1CBM and K1 AOS, our aeronautical mobile pilots. They're going to tell us all about what happens inside the cockpit while they're in the air. So it should be a very, very nice Zoom room presentation. So come support us at 7 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow night in our Zoom room. And following that at 8 o'clock, being the first Thursday of the month, is Ask the Elmer, Be an Elmer. So come join us for that. That seems to be a big hit here on the East Coast Reflector. So, especially new amateurs. We're trying to get new amateurs to come in and ask questions. And if not ask questions, just sit and listen. So come join us at 8 o'clock and at 7 tomorrow. Back to you, Norman. One of these days we're going to have to meet you guys for lunch. Bill's got me all excited about going down there and trying some of that goulash. This is WB2JPQ.
Very good, Dick, WB2JPQ on that. Very good, and yeah, we'd be glad to see you, that's for sure. It's a nice little place, and had about 22 people there today, so worked out pretty good. I was late. Sorry about that. But anyway, thanks for your information, Dick. It sounds like some really good programs the next couple of days in the Zoom room. So we're at the bottom of the list right now. So if anyone would like to check in, please give your call signs twice and slowly. Thank you.
KK7 OGC,
KO4FRR,
7 Oscar Golf Charlie.
KO4FRR.
AB3SNM.
KO4QMM. KO4QMM.
Yeah, pretty good. So we've got W2RBC, Randy, good evening to you. He came in on the text line. KK7 Fred in Reno, Nevada. KO4FRR, Joe in Sorrento, Florida. KB3 SNM, Bob in Spring Grove, PA, and KO4QMM, Roger in Umatilla, Florida. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for checking in. So, Randy, the big question of the night, what was your first HT that you owned? Go ahead, Randy.
Good evening, Norm, Vicky, and everyone on the open mic. The first HT radio that I owned was an Anytone D878 UV2 Plus. It's been a great radio. Back to Nut Control, 73 to all, W2 RBC.
Yeah, very good, Randy. Thanks for checking in, and see you again next week on the net. KK7 OGC, and that's Fred in Reno. Good evening, and what was the first HT that you ever owned?
What got me started in ham radio was the Baofeng UV5Rs. Thank you for running the net, and thank you for everyone behind the scenes. 73, KK7 OGC, back to net.
Very good, Fred. Thanks for checking in, and yeah, there's a lot of people behind the scenes in these nets, so that's very good. Very good that you said thank you to them. Very good. KO4FRR, Joe in Sorrento. Good evening to you, and what is the first HT that you ever owned?
Good evening, Norm, and everybody else on the net. This is Joe, KO4FRR. I would have to say the Baofeng HP 82 EV82. Other than that, back to you. Thanks.
Very good, Joe. I guess Baofeng is winning the night tonight on the first HTs for sure. So, but they worked very well, I have to say. So thanks, Joe, for checking in. And KB3 SNM, Bob in Spring Grove. Good evening to you. And what's the first HT that you ever?
Everybody, even Norm, thanks for participating in this unique forum. I think it was a Veritex. It was the marine radio that had 3 slots that you could program. My amateur radio first one was a Woshan. AB3 S&M, back to you.
Very good, Bob. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for the information on your radio, sir. Good evening to you. KO4QMM, Roger. Good evening to you, and what's the first HT that you ever owned?
Good evening, Norm, Craig, and the open mic night crew. Everybody sounds good. Well, mine was the UV5R. I had the WMRS license, and I started hearing the East Coast Reflector on there, and there you go. That was the beginning of the story about 4 or 5 years ago. Thanks for what you guys do. It's been enjoyable. KO4QM clear.
Very good, Roger. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for the info. glad to hear you tonight. So this is NY1US, and we'll be taking more check-ins to the net. Anyone that would like to answer the question tonight, what is the first HT you own? Call in now and give us your call twice slowly.
Kilo Charlie Zero Bravo Bravo Fox. Kilo Charlie Zero Bravo Bravo Foxtrot.
November 2, November Lima, November. November 7, Foxtrot Golf Papa. November 7, Foxtrot Golf Papa, Scott in Houston. UGK.
Yeah, very good. We have K0 BBF. That would be Steve. Good evening to you and to NLN. John, you're new to the system, and welcome, and we're glad to hear from you from Port St. Lucie, Florida. N7FGP, Scott from Houston, Texas, and I have a KF0 that we don't have the call sign for. Could you give us your call, please?
You bet. Thank you. It's KF0 Sierra India Victor. KF0 SIB, Mike in Inglewood, Colorado. And I'm on a new mobile device as a home base, so I'm also kind of getting a single check tonight. Thanks.
Very good, Michael. KF0 SIB, good evening to you, and you sound pretty good. You could talk up a little bit. The audio seemed a little low, but it sounded pretty good, though. Good communications quality, that's for sure. Any other check-ins who would like to join the list before we start? Give us your call, please, and slowly.
4 Golf 1 November Yankee Sierra 4 T1 NYS Steven.
4BR, Alpha Charlie 4, Bravo Romeo.
Very good. We have 4G1 NYS, Stephen. Good evening to you. And AC4BR, Brian. Good evening to you as well. Welcome to the net. So we'll go right up to KC0 BBF. Steve, good evening. And what's the first HT that you ever owned?
Yes, this is KC0BBF, Lincoln, Nebraska, Steven. Well, I'm probably the odd one. I had a Radio Shack. I had a VHF and UHF, single versions. I had the 101, I think they were, and then the 401. So that was my first HT, so no longer have them. I wish I would have kept them. I still have the instruction booklet, but not the radio themselves. They were really good ones. Back to that, KC0BBF, thanks for doing it.
Very good, Stephen. Thanks for checking in. We're glad to hear that. And yeah, I had the 202 and the 404s too, and I still have mine. I'm gonna have to charge them up and see if they will fire up. Very good. So you take care and have a good evening. And to NLN, John, you're new to us, and you're from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Good evening to you. And the question of the night is the first HT that you've owned.
Yes, John, November 2, November. And I'm coming in on the W3 IFI 2-meter repeater here in town. First HT I owned was the Kenwood TH78A. It was a great radio. I hated to give it up, but I made a good trade with it. Back to net.
Yeah, very good job. Well, thanks for checking in. We appreciate that, and come back often. Love to hear you. So, And 7FGB, Scott in Houston, good evening to you. And what is the first HT that you owned?
Well, good evening, Norm, and everyone on the net. My first HT was the trusty old ICOM 2AT. Great little radio. Anyhow, thanks for doing the net. 7-3, everyone, and 7FGP.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Thanks for checking in, and you have a good evening, and take care. KF0SIV, Michael, good evening to you, and you're new to the Reflector, so welcome, and good to hear you. What is the first HT that you owned?
Thanks for reaching out, and thanks for hosting the net. I really appreciate it, KF0SIV. My first HT I've ever owned, I just got licensed in November, so I'm new. It's a Baofeng BF F8HP. Bought it about 4 years ago. Have it sitting in my left hand right now as we talk here. And it's been a trusty device, but now I'm on this new mobile that I got, Yaesu FTM 150. But just enjoying the heck out of it and trying some new devices. So back to net. Thanks again.
Well, very good, Michael, and thank you for checking in, and come back often. We'd love to hear you, that's for sure. So, 4G1 NYS, Stephen, good evening to you, and what is the first HT that you've ever owned?
Good evening there, Norm, and good morning from here in the Philippines. This is the 4 Golf 1 Gabriel Sierra. And to answer your question, my very first HT was a Baofeng Uniform Victor 82. That is a dual band portable. I got my license in April 2023, and then I saved up some of my money to buy and build an antenna system and a ISO 2980 Romeo afterwards. But I still treasure my very first HT, my Baofeng, because beginners would start from something small and very cheap to buy. Anyway, good evening there, and happy Labor Day from us here in the Philippines. May 1, we celebrate Labor Day here in my country. 7-3, sending it back to control.
Very good, Stephen, and good morning to you, and happy Labor Day to you as well. Very good, and enjoy the day, and well, we hope to hear from you again soon. Take care. AC4BR, Brian in Monticello, Kentucky. Good evening to you, sir. What is the first HT that you've ever owned?
And everybody on the net. Well, the first one I owned was, like probably a lot of people, one of the UV5Rs, so nothing too extravagant, but that was back in 2012, and probably one of the ones that was spewing out extra stuff, and so I quit using it. Well, I never did use it a lot anyway, but definitely quit using it after I found out about that several years ago. So, but I picked up a few more since then that do all right on a mobile unit currently here in my vehicle. So, anyway, I'll turn it back to you. This is AC4BR.
Yeah, very good, Brad, AC4BR from NYS, very good, and thanks for checking in. And we're going to turn this over to Gil, K4GDS. Good evening to you, Gil, and have fun with it. It's a lot of fun doing this net, that's for sure, so go right ahead, Gil, have fun. This is NY1US saying 7-3 to everyone.
Good evening, everyone. It's Gil, K4GDS, and I'll be taking you through until 9 o'clock here. Norm, thanks for handing off to me, and I guess it's time for some check-ins. So First of all, text check-ins, 716-317-9050. Text your call sign and only your call sign. And let's take some radio check-ins. Twice and slowly, please.
This is Whiskey 3, Lima, Sierra. Whiskey 3, Lima, Sierra. Mary, Eugene, Oregon.
November 2, Zulu, Victor, November. N2 is ZVN.
Any more check-ins before I run to this list?
EDS.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and run this list. The first up is 3LS, Mary in Eugene, Oregon.
Well, good evening to all on the net. This is Whiskey 3, Lima, Sierra. And this is my first time checking into this net. I just found this node. Thank you, K7GND. I'm out here in Oregon despite my 3 call. And if to be answering this question, the first HT that I ever had was way back in the day, a Henry Radio Tempo S1. Probably not too many people remember that one. Back to net, W3LS.
Thank you, Mary. We have you down for Henry. Next on the list is N2ZVN, Alan in Kendall, New York. What was your first handheld or handy-talkie?
Well, good evening, Gil. Everyone on the net tonight. Let's see. My first handheld was a ICOM IC24AT. I got back in 1994. Still have it. Break it out now and then. Batteries are pretty much shot, but hook it up to a power supply and have fun with it every now and then, just to keep it active. And things at the end. Back to the net, and everyone have a good night.
Alan, thanks for checking in. We got you down for an ICOM. I'm feeling really left out here. My first was a Yaesu FT70D. No Yaesus on this list. But let's take some more check-ins. Call sign is twice and slowly, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Alpha India, India, Ontario.
Okay, well, we'll just head north of the border up to Canada with Kevin, PA3AII. Kevin, what was your first HT?
Thank you, Gil. Good evening, Gil, and everybody on the net. This is my first time. I'm Kevin, VA3, Alpha India, India, near Detroit in Ontario. And I'm a new ham, about 4 months in, so the first one is the one I just bought. It's a Yaesu FT4XR. It's a nice little radio. It's small, and it fits just in your palm of your hand, and use it for portable. So I'm glad I'm getting into this net. I'm about 50 miles from this repeater in Toledo. So hope everybody has a great night, and thank you, Gil, for hosting it. I appreciate it there. It's really nice. VA3AII, Kevin, Ontario. We'll be clear and back to net control.
Thank you, Kevin. Someone teamed up with me there on Yaesu. Appreciate that. You're coming in really good for 50 miles away. More check-ins, twice and slowly, please.
VE3BZ, VE3BZ.
Okay, let me... KE2EDS, Mark in Elman, New York, and Kevin, the E3BZ in Victoria Harbor, Ontario, Canada. Reminder, text check-in 716-317-9050. Just text us your call sign, only your call sign, and we'll work you in as soon as possible. So, speaking of that, let's go to Mark in Elman, New York, KE2EDS. What was your first HT?
Well, great job. Everyone's doing a great job this evening. My first HT was an Explorer QRZ1. It was a freebie. So all I had to do was register with QRZ within the first 60 days of getting my license, and they provided me with a radio. I think it cost me $10 to get it with free. KE2EDS, back to the net.
Thanks, Mark. We got you down for an Explorer. Back north of the border, up to Kevin, the E3BZ. What was your first HT?
Good evening, Gil, and everyone on net. My first HT was a Bofang UV5R, like a lot of other people, I think. Bought it, I don't know, 12 years ago. I bought two of them, actually, and I still have them. Anyway, great job on the net to everyone, and back to you, the E3BZ.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll get you down for a Baofeng. For anyone that's interested, the Baofeng's a little over 40%, so 2 out of every 5 are Baofengs here. Had another text check-in. That's Jim in Easton, PA, KD3ATQ. Jim, what was your first HD?
Good evening, Kevin, Vicky, and the group. Like many others, Baofeng, it was a TT5R, which is just a knockoff of the UB5R. But it served its purpose very well. I learned on it, and it's a great start. Back to net control with KD3ATQ.
Thanks, Jim. We got you down for a Baofeng as well. A lot of people you see on YouTube all the time trashing these Baofengs, but it's quite obvious tonight that they have a lot to do with getting people into the hobby. So, in any case, let's go with more check-ins, please. Twice and slowly.
K86OKV, the Kilo K Alpha Whiskey Alpha, OKV, Victor Kilo 3 Alpha Whiskey Alpha.
Whiskey 8, Romeo Juliet Charlie. Whiskey 8, Romeo Juliet Charlie.
Okay, acknowledging the last 3 check-ins on the bottom up. W8 RJC Jeffrey in Grand Rapids, Michigan. VK3 AWA Daryl coming in from Australia. And KA6 is OKE Jerry in Pinedale, Wyoming. Jerry, what was your first HD?
Good evening, everybody in net, and good job with control unit there. My first one was an ICOM 02AT, and it still works.
Okay, Jerry, we have you down for an ICOM. And moving on, now head down under to Australia. Daryl, VK3 AWA, what was your first HT?
Morning. Good afternoon. It's day of the month here, so we're into Thursday. My first HT was a Kenwood. I can't remember the model number, but I bought it in 1973, and I see it's still in the box of abandoned radios I was going through the other day. So I still have it. I would think it would still work. I'm unsure of the model number. It was a long, long time ago. Good morning, good evening all, and back to net control.
Thank you, Daryl. We have you down for Kenwood, and glad to hear it's still running. Next is Jeffrey from Grand Rapids, Michigan, W8RJC. What was your first HT?
Everybody on the net, my first and the one I'm using right now, my Yaesu FT70D. Have a great night, everybody.
Well, Jeffrey, I gotta tell you, that's the best one on the list, so I'm right there with you with mine as well. Time for more check-ins, twice and slowly, please.
November 1, Queen Whiskey X-ray, N1 QWX.
Okay, we got N1 QWX, but I thought I heard someone else come in there. Was there someone else to check in?
Niner Echo Alpha Alpha.
Okay, Martin, we got you that time. The top of this check-in was Arthur from Lincoln, Maine? Am I right? Maine? N1 QWX. What was your first HC?
One of the first HT I ever had was an Yaesu FT470. So on that, I'll say you can get in this in that. Thank you. N1 QWX.
Thank you, Arthur. We have you down for Yaesu. Yaesu's coming on strong here at the end. Next, out to Davenport, Iowa, Martin, W9EAA. What was your first HT?
As I recall, it was a Wilson 1402, probably mid-1970s. It was 6-channel, crystal control, and I don't believe it had tone at all. It may have been an audio, a 1600 hertz tone, but it certainly did not have PL. W9EAA, Davenport, Iowa.
Thanks for checking in, Martin. We got you down for a Wilson. Reminder of text check-in line, 716-317-9050. Anyone check in here, twice and slowly, please. Well, any of you can do what we're doing here tonight. This is my second time through it. I just for open mic night. We do this every Wednesday night. And come on out and try your hand at it. I've certainly enjoyed doing it, and I'm sure you will too. So you go with the East Coast Reflector. There's a link there that you can fill out a form, be in contact with you, and get you on the schedule. Anyone else want to check in? Twice and slowly, please.
K8BWK, K8BWK.
Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Tango Whiskey Papa. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Tango Whiskey Papa.
Kilo Delta 5, Alpha Charlie Lima. Kilo Delta 5, Alpha Charlie Lima.
let's acknowledge what we have here. First of all, text check-in, WG1Z. Joseph, looks like you're new to the system. Welcome. And then from the radio check-ins from the bottom up, KD5ACL, Charles, San Antonio, Texas. Also looks like you're new to the system, so welcome to you as well. KF0TWP, Michael from Aurora, Colorado. KJ5DBX, Frank from Sugarland, Texas. At the top of the list, K8BWK, Ben in Oregon, Ohio. Ben, what was your first HT?
Hello, Gil. Thanks for allowing me to check in. Radiodity. And unfortunately, I got that packed away in the fifth wheel. Wife and I are going to head west tomorrow morning. So I'm having to use my phone, unfortunately. Everyone have a great night. Thanks again, Gil. K8BWK.
Okay, Ben, we have you down for radiodity, and that's one of the beautiful things about the ECR. There's so many ways into it. I've checked into it from Brazil with my phone before, so. Next on the list was our text check-in, WG1Z, Joseph in Woburn, Massachusetts. Joseph, you still with us, WG1Z? Okay, he was new to the system, so we'll just move on down. They've come back to him. Next was Frank in Sugarland, Texas, KJ5DBX. What was your first HT?
KJ5DXB, good evening, everybody. Thank you for the check-in. My first HT was a Bofang. Everybody have a good evening. KJ5DXB.
Thanks, Frank. Another Bofang added to the list. Bofang is definitely the winner tonight. No one else can catch him at this point, I don't think. Next is Michael, KF0. Michael, what was your first HT?
Bofang like everybody else.
And another Bofang for the list. Thank you, Michael. And next is Charles from San Antonio, Texas, KD5ACL.
Let's see, my first HT was a ICOM, I want to say an ICOM 7, like that. I'm not for sure on the numbers, but it was an ICOM.
Okay, so I guess we're going to end the evening on an ICOM from Charles in San Antonio. Thanks for checking in, Charles. And I wanted to say thanks on behalf of Craig, Norm, and myself for allowing us to be your net controllers tonight and being patient with us. And we're going to turn the repeat again. This is K4TDS clear.